Hey, it's Jack from Jack Gately Real Estate and the Online Real Estate Academy. And if you've been watching our channel for a while, you know that we've been keeping track of the antitrust lawsuits that the National Association of Realtors and their subsidiary organizations have been involved with over the last couple of years. And one thing popped up today on my reading that I wanted to share with you. So let's dive right into it. It's an estimate of what these court cases might be worth in terms of damages that could be awarded to the plaintiffs. And it's big, big money. Let's take a look. So the article I wanted to share with you was from Notorious ROB, which you may have seen out there. He's a great blogger, does some YouTube and some podcasts. His real name is Rob Hahn. I believe he's based out of Las Vegas, or somewhere out that way. So all credit to him for doing this little bit of calculation, back of the envelope math here. So potential damages for the Moehrl, that's how I'm going to pronounce it. I have no idea how to pronounce it. Moehrl versus Nahr lawsuit. Pronunciation really isn't important, is it? Last couple of days, I've given some presentations and sat on a panel discussion talking about the class lawsuits against Nahr on commissions. I thought most people knew about these all-important cases that are making their way by the courts. Apparently, only about half of the realtors had ever heard of them, and those half not really paid attention to these cases. Well, that's interesting to know, because in these cases, they're actually being charged with conspiracy. Yeah, antitrust conspiracy, effectively. So the Stitzer case, you've heard me use that phrase before in previous videos, is now, apparently, thank you, Rob, for letting me know, it's now the Barnett case, Barnett versus Nahr. And this case has to do with Missouri. So basically, Rob here took some back-of-the-envelope math and multiplied the penalty by 3, which is what you would do in an antitrust case, and he came out with the potential damages in Missouri only of $6.3 billion. So, that's a lot of money for one state, right? Then he went and looked at the Moehrl case, which is many more jurisdictions. Stitzer Burnett is just Missouri. Moehrl, or however you pronounce it, is, well, I'll just I'll rattle off some of these jurisdictions there. Baltimore, Philadelphia, Tampa, Milwaukee, Phoenix, Salt Lake City, parts of North Carolina. It's a big hunk of the country. So, if the National Association of Realtors loses this case, and a lot of people are starting to think that that is the distinct possibility, now that it's especially a class action case, it might result in a settlement rather than going to the trial. If one state, as Rob says, yields $6 billion in potential damages, what could it mean if parts or all of these MLSs, and you can see it's about 40% of all the NAR membership nationwide. How much might that be worth? So without going through all the hoops that he went through, he came up with a treble damage amount of $376.6 billion, which is basically unpayable, right? That's just, it cannot be paid. Now, even if you get a settlement in that amount, most likely it's going to be negotiated down to a significantly smaller percentage. I think Rob indicates it maybe just guess 10%. So that'd be like $37 billion. That's still like almost unpayable. Now, the tobacco settlement from the 90s, as Rob also mentions, is something that was over $200 billion, and that's paid off on over 20, 25 years or whatever. $37 billion. First off, number one, this makes me very happy to know that, first off, I'm not a realtor member because I don't have to be here in Massachusetts. We're very fortunate that our main MLS in Massachusetts is not realtor owned. Therefore, I don't need to purchase a realtor membership to get a MLS membership, which is a good thing, right? And so I don't have to worry about being involved in this conspiracy because I'm not a member of the association. And two, I'm really happy that I won't see my membership rates skyrocket in the future because, again, I'm not a member of the association. But for those of you who are, you're more likely going to see your realtor memberships skyrocket as someone's going to have to pay for this, right? I know, and it'd probably be you as a member of the association. Jack, how did you not... Well, I'm not a member of the association because A, I said you don't have to be here in Massachusetts, and B, we own our own forms here at Jack Gately Real Estate. So one of, if not the biggest benefits of being a realtor member is to get the forms, but we own our own intellectual property of our own forms, so we don't have that compelling reason. And thirdly, I would just as an aside mention, it's a wonderful thing not to have to purchase one thing in order to get something else. That almost sounds like an antitrust violation in and of itself, that you have to be a member of one organization in order to buy a service from a... That sounds like an antitrust violation, but who am I to say? I'm not a lawyer. And thank God. So anyways, I'm really glad that I'm not going to have to pay for this, bottom line. But you realtor members are probably going to have to pay when and if this ever happens. And it's probably not going to be anytime soon. Also, last point here, the conventional wisdom, and I think this is clouded by the current market conditions. The conventional wisdom is that buyer side commissions will go away if the realtors lose this lawsuit, and either by trial or by settlement. That buyer side commissions will go away, and that the mandatory cooperation rule will be eliminated, which is what requires listing agents to share commissions with buyer side agents. Now, most people think that that means the end of buyer side agency. I don't necessarily think that's true. Having come up from the Boston rental market, and you've heard me talk about this before, I made a video in the beginning of this year mentioning it. Having come up with the Boston rental market, I think who pays the fee in a non-cooperating environment will vary based upon market conditions, just like the Boston rental market. And so when it's a seller market, the buyer will pay the fee. When it's a buyer market, the seller will pay the fee, or some blend therein. It'll be fluid based upon market conditions. So that's our update for today. Thank you, Rob Hahn, for that excellent post. And you should follow him on all the channels. He's fantastic. Otherwise, have a great day. I'm Jack Gately for Jack Gately Real Estate and the Online Real Estate Academy. Bye-bye.